Go back door. Go back door. Replace. V cut. Now you're out. Now we're through it. Now you're the cutter. You're looking at her. Here's my three-pointer. Three's coming across. Up. Swing it. Or hit it. Okay, she's open. It's an easier pass for her because it's a nice lead pass. But you can go up from there. You get it here and you look free and she's cutting through and she looks wide open. You just lock it down in front of her. You can do that too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's easier for the wing. You did it on back there, some new person, so that's pretty good. Quick learners.
Is that supposed to pass it to her? Yes.
Yeah. But that's why I was saying, you know what, if you get it on top and you see that she's wide open, you can throw it in there too. And you got a defender right in front of you. It's just easier for her because when she pops out here, her defender's there. If she moves it to this side, it's an easier lead pass. But you know, you gotta take what's open. Okay, ready? Do it again. Back door. Replace. You go out. You look in. Triangle. Oh, we got standers. Standing around. Okay, so that's the basic early game offense, continuity offense, control tempo. I like getting that layup. Layups are good. Usually the team that gets more layups wins the game. If you can make the three-pointer, it makes it even more difficult. I wish I would have known this was here. I would have brought you some awesome video. I like stuff I've made with it. And like I said, I do it with my college girls team, and I'm doing it with my son's 6th grade. And it's still working. It's even easier with the 6th graders. They're not very good. And then what I'm getting is the teams then just sag way in, and we have to try to make the outside shot. But you can run it against zone. Great movement against zone. The only difference is you have to screen a position. Because if it's a 2-3, the one only has to stop right here. You don't have to go all the way down to screen the 5's man, because the guard here is going to jump out and deny that. So we screen here. We screen, when you come across, it's going to be a guard, and you're guarding her. We screen her, and it creates a big opening. Usually the 5 will take her, you know, or we sit down in an open spot. If the 5's low, then the 4 cuts high, looks for the ball there. Little 8-foot, 10-foot shot. If the 5 is high, we hustle her through, so she defends her, and then the 3 comes right into that open spot. You got people flying into openings. You know, it's like professional football. Those receivers go out for a pass, and they notice that it's a zone defense. What are they taught to do? Sit down in an open spot, and that's what I would be saying to them in the zone. If it's a zone, find an open spot. I don't know if it's going to be right there. This is right here, this will be right here, and you come across, but you got to sit down in that spot and ask for the ball. Okay, and the same for 3. Come across, I don't know, how good their zone is. If they're standing like this, and I know it's a bad zone, if they're not even in the athletic position, and they're not jumping to the pass, then when you come across, it might be right here, it might be over here, just find an opening. You don't have to go to that exact spot against the zone. So we did it against the zone too. You can do it. It's great movement against the zone, but that's the continuity of that. I think I added another one. We did a lot of set plays out of it too. Yeah, Husky. There's another continuity on there, but this hour is over. If I called 4 game, which I run with my son a lot, because he's really tall and lanky for 6th graders. She passes to the 4, the 5 slides across, the 1 screens, and my son just gets there in like 2 dribbles, and it's just a long layup. So he's coming while he's moving over, posting, so this defender's on him. I just call that 4 game. We do 3 game, we pass here. Go ahead, I'll let you guys do it. In 3, you go screen her in. You screen down the hard, you replace. And use roll, basket, general. We just add in some special plays. I got from John Calipari when he was at UMass was that he ran motion until a certain point. He would say, motion to box 23. And they would run motion or flex all the way through until the point guard got the ball back, and then it was automatic that he got to the top, and they ran this box 23. So I started saying, okay, let's run early game all the way until the point guard gets the ball back, and then I want you to run 3 game. Okay, so let's see if you can do that. Okay, so you're going to run through early game until you get the ball back. As soon as you get it back there, I want you to dribble up to the top and run 3 games. Okay, can you do that? It won't be any different from you. You'll come through like normal, you'll get here, and then you'll run all the way back to your spot. And those teams I was telling you about that get out and deny, thought they played great defense, they're just playing defense and chasing and wasting all their energy, and we know what we're doing. We would even run early game high, where the 5 would start here, the 2 would start there, and we would be up at half court, chewing up time, ball control, controlling the tempo, and we just run a high version. I say early game high. We run the same thing. Now, when the 2 cuts through from a high version, and these guys are way up there, and you come off of this post screen, the defender goes over the top, he just goes this way with this lob it to her. There's nobody here. No, because she's up there, and there's nobody under there. There's no backside help or anything. So we're going to run early game until you get the ball, dribble up here, hit her, back. You don't even need to cut all the way through. And once you pass it there, and you start to get to here, she'll have the ball, and then just back out like that. And then you get her to swing over. After we run it through. Okay, you got it? You're doing early. You pop up here, get the ball, throw it to her,
Okay.
and then we're going to run early game again, but it's going to be 3 games.
So then I come back there.
Yep.
After. Okay, got it.
So we just practice running it through with a special play at the end. Okay, and this is what it'll look like. Go. Early game, getting open. Front setter's coming through, we're looking, that's soon. After her. Now you go. Okay, now we're setting up 3 game. 3 spots. Hit her, go 3-4, you're replacing, spotting up, and we're trying to get something going to the basket. And I would put, 25 seconds, 28 seconds on the shot clock, practice at a practice to show them that we can run early game all the way through to the point guard getting the ball, and we can set up any one of our special plays, which I was going to give you some special plays on the 3rd session that we ran at the end of this. You can do it with flex. Run flex all the way through until the point guard gets it, and then run one of your special plays. I went and watched our high school play Thursday night. We were the 7th seed. We had to play the 3 seed, and it was a 1-point game back and forth. I'm thinking, okay, coach, what's your best play? We got to run our best play right now to get a basket. And they ran something and they got fouled and we made 3 throws. We ended up winning, upset the number 3 seed. But you've got to have a best play at the end of the game. And I'll show you what mine were in the 3rd session. So I read that in the book from John Calipari, and I thought it was a good idea. Why not? Run the offense through, let them play defense and chase, and have a special play at the end. And with now and fire, we always knew how much time we had when we made those calls.